A strong online presence is essential for businesses of all sizes, but simply having a website isn't enough. How you structure your content, optimize for search engines, and engage visitors can make or break your success. And to help us with all of this, ever evolving SEO and website stuff is Joe Burnich with Big West Marketing. Joe, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me back again, Jeff.
Again.
And I want to keep this short and sweet. There's a lot of things we could talk about, but there's just a few things that I think are really important. A few mistakes I see a lot of guys make as far as the content on your website. Now, when I say content, the main thing I'm talking about is text, the text that you see on a website. So when I do a free consultation with a potential client, the main things I see are not enough text. Most people, when I look at their homepage or a rankable page, meaning a different service that someone's trying to promote, there's just not enough text. So a good rule of thumb is to have about 500 words. Okay. Now, it will depend on how much competition there is in your area. Some competitors or some more competitive areas will require more text than that. But a good rule of thumb is to have at least 500 words of content on the homepage and then each one of the rankable pages. So let's talk about rankable pages. That's the next topic I want to talk about. You should have a separate page on your website for each one of the main services that you want to rank for. So if you're a carpet cleaning business and you also do upholstery cleaning and you also do tile cleaning, you'll want to have a separate page for each one of those services. So a lot of times what I see is people will just kind of list the different services they have on the homepage. They'll list upholstery cleaning. They'll list tile cleaning. Make sure that you have a separate page for each one of the main services that you want to rank for. You can rank each one of those pages separately if someone is going to search for tile cleaning in your area. And each one of those pages should also have 500 words of unique content, not copy and pasted content from somewhere else on the internet, but unique content for each one of those service pages. So a good website will usually have 5 to 10 pages of unique content on that website. I also highly recommend that you have an About Us page on your website, and that About Us page should be fully fleshed out with a good 200 to 500 words on there, and it should be talking specifically about your business and you as a person or you and your crew. Okay. Because a lot of times people will just rehash what's on the homepage and what their services are about. The About Us page, and Google will actually look at this for SEO purposes, and people that are on your website, visitors, will actually look at this and read this. It's the second most visited page on every website out there. Small business website is the About Us page. So it actually is very important, and Google is actually looking at it for SEO reasons now. So that being said, the final thing I want to talk about as far as content, the text on a website, I know that a lot of people want to rank in more than just the city that they are physically located in. So what you can do is create what are called city pages or service area pages. So for each one of the cities or towns or areas that you want to rank in, you can create what are called city pages. So you can create separate city pages for each one of the pages, cities that you want to rank in. Now, these are going to rank organically. They're not going to rank in the map section, but they're going to rank in the organic section, the section below the maps. And each one of these pages need to also have at least 500 words on each one of those pages, and it needs to be unique as well. So I know we wanted to keep this short and sweet, Jeff, and I think I did it within 4 or 5 minutes. But that's really all I wanted to say as far as contents, do's and don'ts for a website for a home service business.
Yeah. Who's counting the time? I don't know, Joe. So great information. There's a lot more, but obviously those are your favorites. I find it funny, Joe, when I get a solicitation from a company like yours, not as good as yours, but a company like yours, and they say you need a website to be successful. I'm like, duh.
Yeah, there's so much more to it. There's so many things you can do wrong, and there's a lot of things you can do right, and it's really not that hard. And it's something that you can do up front and do it once, and you really don't need to change it or tweak it. You just need to make sure you do it right the first time.